Guys, it's chicken enchiladas for 30 today, and we're using the Instant Pot. Chicken breasts go in. We're going to season these up really well. I'm going down with a heavy handful of salt, cracked black pepper. We're going to add some crushed oregano, cumin, garlic powder. We'll finish that off with some chicken bouillon. I put 1 cup of water in there. And I'm just going to get in there with my hand and give this a nice stir. Make sure it's all pretty well coated. But as it cooks, it's going to mix up some more. So I'm not overly worried about getting it completely covered. That's going to go into the Instant Pot. And we're going to go for an hour and 45 minutes. That's going to be perfect to just make this shred up and be super tender. It's going to keep it nice and moist as well. So this is what it looks like. It's time to shred it. And I'm just going to use my tongs here, and I got a spoon to help kind of move it around. As I smash it with my tongs, it just breaks up into these beautiful shreddy pieces. And I'm going to leave all that liquid in there. That chicken's going to start absorbing it all as it gets shredded. We're going to throw this down into a pan now. We'll go ahead and break up any last pieces that I missed. There were a couple hiding at the bottom, so we'll get those broke up. This looks just about ready. We're going to set it aside, and we're going to make our enchilada sauce. Now, I'm actually using this stuff in the can. It's not bad, but you do have to doctor it up a little bit. So I'm going to open these cans up. I'm going to put them into one big container. We're going to go ahead and start flavoring it a little bit. I'm going to get out my dry spices. We're going to start with a little bit of cumin. We're going to add our crushed oregano, add a little bit of that garlic powder, and, of course, need some salt and pepper in there. Now for a little fresh bite in there, I'm going to go ahead and get my cilantro. I like to roll this up, fold it in half. That's how I chop up my cilantro. Put it in a nice tight little bundle. That really helps when we're giving it a nice chop. That looks perfect. We're going to throw that in there. Give that a little stir. I think we're ready to roll up some enchiladas. First thing we're going to do is grab our pans. We got to put a little bit of this sauce on the bottom. That way the enchiladas don't just completely stick to the pan. That's going to help keep them a little bit loose. Now I'm using the flour tortillas today. I throw down some of that shredded cheese. I'm going to hit it with some chicken. Just roll that up into a nice tight little package. That's going to go right into my pan. And we will go ahead and repeat the process. One more flour tortilla, another little bit of the shredded cheese, the shredded chicken. Roll it into a nice tight little package, and that goes in. Now I'm cooking for 30 people, so we're going to go ahead and just keep doing this over and over. And I'm filling up 2 pans worth. Now it's time to hit them with the sauce. I'm going to ladle this on top. I'm not just going to pour it in. I don't want these things swimming in sauce. I just want a real nice coverage. So I'm going to kind of get a little on the top. I'll move it around, use that ladle to be sure I have a nice coverage. And we'll go ahead and repeat on the other side as well. Just get a nice layer. If I put too much sauce, these are going to swim and they're going to actually maybe get a little bit mushy. I don't want to do that. Now I have some Chihuahua cheese pre-shredded. That's going to be really good on these. It's super melty. Now I don't want to, once again, put a whole giant layer. Just a nice little cover. Just going to melt and spread out a little bit. I'm going to get both sides going. Meanwhile, my oven's preheating, 375 degrees. These are going to go in there for 20 to 30 minutes. I don't want to get them brown and crispy. I just want to melt that cheese and maybe crisp up the edges just a little bit. So we have a nice amount of cheese ready to go into the oven. We're going to make a little side dish. I'm doing some Mexican street style corn. Well, it may not be totally authentic, but this is how I'm going to do it. Little butter in the pan and the corn goes in. I'm going to let that start warming up. Meanwhile, I'm going to chop up some more of that fresh cilantro. And I got some other things ready for this dish too. We're going to shred up some queso fresco. It's going to be a nice garnish on those enchiladas. I also have some crema. Let me show you the little trick here in case you don't know. You take the lid off. Don't pull off that top. Just use a skewer and poke a little hole. And that's going to be perfect when we start to use this. Corn looks ready. It's nice and hot, nice and buttery. I got a bunch of limes, so I'm just going to start squeezing limes in there. I got about 4 of them, so there's like 8 halves. I just get it all limey, throw in my cilantro, and I'm using Parmesan cheese. It's not traditional. You could use the queso cotija, but I went with the Parm, and it's actually going to work perfect. I give it a try, and man, that corn is on point. All right, it's time to plate these things up. Enchiladas look ready. Let's do this. 2 of them per order. They go down on the plate. I got a little bit of avocado crema. I'm going to follow that with our regular crema. Look how easy that is to pour out. A little bit of that queso fresco. My street corn goes next to it. That's it. Dinner is served. And man, I got to tell you, these were absolutely amazing. Green chicken, chili verde, enchiladas. What a treat. Thanks for watching. Cheers, everyone.